There were many things that happened in the year 1969, like the first ATM installed in the US, the first transplant of human eye, to the last public performance of the Beatles. But the major highlight that year was the Apollo 11 mission, being one of the most significant events of mankind, going beyond the limit, which is the sky. Just 45 years ago, humans landed on the moon, changing the world of science and the view of many people. This all started with a race between the Soviets and the US. The goal was to get to the moon first, and whoever wins just get to prove that they're a better country than the other. This was called the space race. The Apollo 11 mission was possible because of the dedicated fund from Congress to NASA, overwhelming support from the people, approval from the president, and the dedicated help from the Park Satellite Company. The heroes of Apollo 11 include the astronauts, NASA, parks, and with no technology better than today's cell phone at the time, they took a giant leap of faith. American astronaut Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to ever land on the moon, and about 6.5 hours later, Armstrong became the first person to walk on the moon. As he took his first steps, Armstrong famously said, "That's one step for man, one giant leap for mankind," winning the space race between the Soviets and the US. This influenced the mission to Mars and interest in outer space, including the Sun and other planets, leading to more Apollo missions. This also increased the study of astronomy and conspiracies. It was assumed that the mission was a complete success, but it had some major downside, like the US were competing with the Soviets, which gave them less time to improve and test safety. When they launched the rocket, there were already many flaws with the overall mission. The problem immediately began upon separation from the command module. Mission Control was having trouble with the radio link to the lunar module. It also had some minor flaws. For example, the main engine on the mothership that brought astronauts out of orbit had no ignition system. Another problem they encountered was at the base. Severe gusts of wind were striking, which made the control room shudder. It was just as bad for the astronaut. It felt like a train on a bad railroad track, said Armstrong. Overall, the Americans won the space race, proving that they are the superior country in the field of science. The American astronauts were seen as the heroes, while the Soviets were seen as the ultimate villain, with their massive, relentless effort to surpass America and prove the power of the communist system. The heroism of the brave astronaut led to the government focusing more on science, and that increased the rate of technological advancement around the world. This was also one huge achievement for the United States, leading to a massive parade through the New York City and fireworks of the century.